What's going on, y'all? It's your boy here, Drew, back at it again with Strike Zone TV, tuning in to a good episode of what do you have to know and what skills do you have to fish a bass tournament. And I'm not talking about fishing skills, I'm talking about the other skills, the responsive skills to an emergency situation, responsive skills to a situation that can end your tournament early. You have to know these things, y'all, if you're gonna fish tournaments. Just because, think about the scenario. I live in Georgia. I drive 2 hours to Lake Eufaula. I'm out there, I'm fishing. I go to hit my bilge pump and all of a sudden the bilge pump doesn't go. That's an emergency. That could end my day, it could end my boat, it could end everything. I'm going to fish and I catch a good 10-pound bass on Eufaula and the live well pump doesn't work. We're done. We're cooked. That's a bad situation to be in, y'all. So what I'm gonna talk about today is some tips and tricks you can do to rig stuff up. So if you're in a situation for a tournament and you get there, you drove 2 hours and your stuff doesn't work or something doesn't work, you have the basic knowledge and the skills and the tools in your truck or in your boat to make an adjustment to keep the ride going, to keep on fishing. That's what it's all about, y'all. So as an amateur, we don't have the luxuries of always having the Mercury tent there or the Yamaha tent there or the Pro Convenience tent there. We don't have those luxuries, y'all. We don't. If you're up and coming, you want to get to that level, maybe one day you'll have that opportunity. I'm hoping to have the same, right? I want to become a pro just like everybody else does. But in the meantime, all these pros went through the same process. I'll tell you what, even though they may have the luxury, they can all rig this stuff up. They all know how to get this done. And you have to know how to rig. Got it. I don't care what they say. You have to practice these skills, because if you don't have these skills, you will be stuck in the water, and that's what you don't want on tournament day, right? Especially when you drive all these hours and you're away from the house. $200 on gas, $100, $150 on hotel, $200 on tackle, $100 on food, and you can't fish because you have a $3 part that doesn't work. That ain't gonna cut it, y'all. And the last thing, I don't know about y'all, but the last thing I want to do is ask another man to fix my boat. I'm just not going for it, y'all. I don't want to do that. I don't want to burden another fisherman with my problems if I wasn't prepared, because you know what? The next guy may be prepared, and the last thing I want to do is be that guy who don't have what he needs to be successful and take care of business on the water, y'all. So it is that important. So let's talk about first the tools you should have on your, at least in your truck, on your boat. And I get it, talking about weight, whatever. You know, I get that, right? So maybe you don't want to have your entire toolbox on your truck or in your boat, but at least have these, okay? The first one and the most important, in my opinion, is vice grips, okay? Vice grips can do anything. They can grip any bolt for the most part, any type of space, right? They're slim. They can take apart a bat. They can undo a battery. They can hold a bolt in place. They can get to tight spots, and just even if it's a Phillips head screw, a lot of times you can just get down top of her and pinch the top and just turn her, right? Vice grips are so versatile, y'all. They can crimp wire, right? They can crimp wire. They can cut wire. Shoot, they can cut wire if you need to. They can do anything you need them to do, right? So a good vice grip is important. I have a pair of Huskies. They're great. They're $13 at Home Depot, right? Not sponsored, not affiliated, but I rock with them. Hey, they're good. So get you a good pair of vice grips that don't rust, that you can keep with you at all times. Vice grips are a critical tool, y'all, to tournament fishing. Keep them in your boat at all times. They can do everything. You get a hook stuck in your hand, vice grip, pull it out. Everything. Medical, mechanical, vice grips. All right, in all seriousness note, next one's gonna be a pair of wire crimping pliers. All right, these are some Milwaukee pliers. Again, not affiliated with Milwaukee, but they stand the test of time. They don't rust. They're strong. I can use them to pull a hook out of a fish's mouth if I forget my other pliers. But these are gonna cut wire, splice wire, different sizes, and they're just good pliers. Have you a pair of good wire splicing pliers on your boat, right? You can have a pair of needle nose pliers, but you're gonna lose time having to like shave wire. Just get these guys here. $15, Home Depot, they're great. Next thing you should have, you can get by with a screwdriver, but you waste time, especially when you're trying to get to the takeoff in a tournament and you're trying to figure out how to unscrew something. Get you a good drill with a good battery, right? I keep my my rigid drill in my truck everywhere I go. It's always in the toolbox, y'all. I keep two in my truck actually, just because you never know. And for example, I was fishing a tournament last week, and my graph mounts at the helm came loose, and it happens from fishing and driving. They rattle loose, and so they were literally inverted on my boat, and so I didn't have a lot of time. I had to fix it, and what I did, I went to my truck, got the drill, pulled the grass forward, and screwed it back in, and that was it. But I didn't have this drill. What am I doing? I'm going boat to boat, asking every person who's getting ready for a bass tournament, hey man, you got a drill I can borrow real quick? You don't want to do that, guys. You don't want to waste time doing that. It's just not amateur hour, especially when we're fishing for money. The last thing people want to do is help you beat them, right? So have you a good Phillips head drill with you at all times so you can fix your boat. With this drill right here, I can take apart my console. I can take up any cabin in my boat. I can undo my trolling motor. I can do a lot with this drill. This little guy right here can do 50 to 70% of the things on your boat you need as far as undoing, okay? Very important. The rest of those things are done with these tools right here, right? With this combination, you could do everything to get by. Now, I'm not saying permanent fixes, y'all. I'm talking about on the water. We got a situation. We gotta be able to get through the day and get home to our shop and fix it permanently. But these tools right here, wire splicers, vice grips, and a good drill will get you back in the game. You need it all times. You gotta have it. All right. Next thing you need that's gonna save your tournament, y'all. You cannot leave home without a spare one of these. You gotta have a toggle switch. I'm gonna say it again. You gotta have a toggle switch. 3-prong, preferably 2-prong will get you by. 3-prong if you want like a good fix where you can tell it's on or off, okay? So any type of major electronic like a bilge pump or a live well pump, have an extra toggle switch, y'all. Even the power of your boat, those switches go out. Have you this switch right here. Know how to rewire it. I'll walk you through how to do it in a second. And I'm not no wiring guru. I learned the same way y'all did on YouTube, okay? But I can do anything now because I put the time in. You gotta put the time in, y'all, to practice these skills. Gotta be able to wire a switch. Gotta be able to know what positive and negative are. You gotta know how to know how to rewire anything on your boat so that you don't lose time and opportunity to win you the bag, to win that tournament. You gotta have these skills, y'all. So this is important, okay? This is a regular $3 toggle switch, but imagine this. You go to the boat ramp, you put your boat in, you go turn the power on, it don't light up, no power. These things are cheap, so they're gonna go out. Just a matter of time, they're gonna go out. Okay, especially for us who own like restored or older bass boat. My boat's a 2010. The switch may go out because it's from 2010. It happens, it's okay. All I gotta do is pop it out with my drill, unscrew the console, push it up, pinch it back, push it through, rewire, I'm back in the game because I keep these with me at all times, y'all. This little $3 toggle switch saves me an entire day of missed fishing. I can make $1,000 fishing here, y'all. So you gotta have this with you. Next, gotta have electrical tape. Cannot leave home without 3M electrical tape. Again, no affiliation, but I just go with high quality stuff. Get you some good $5 electrical tape, y'all. It will save you so much. Let me tell you why. If you have to get in a situation where you're rewiring and stuff, you don't have time to heat shrink and crimp, throw some tape on it. This right here is good up to 176 degrees Fahrenheit. It'll keep you safe, wrap it good, wrap it secure. Having that electrical tape, y'all, will be the difference between fishing and going home and your wife asking you why you got home so early. You say, because my boat broke down and I couldn't fix it. That's the last thing you want to have happen, y'all. Have you this 3M electrical tape on your boat so you can respond to adversity. 12-gauge wire, okay? 12-gauge wire will get you through 90 99% of your problems, okay? Having these types of wires on your boat are important. Have some, I'll keep the red and I'll figure it out, y'all. But if you don't, I keep the red and throw a piece of tape on it just to know what the difference between positive and negative is, and I'll figure it out. But if you don't want to do all that, have you a spool of red 12 gauge marine wire and a spool of black 12 gauge marine wire. This will allow you to wire any graph, any pump. All right, so that's most of your things. The only thing you can't do is your battery jumpers and your trolling motor with this. Okay, don't do that. This will do your trolling motor GPS puck, but do not do anything else but the graphs and the pumps with this type of wire. If you want to be extra prepared, get you some 8 gauge or some 6 gauge wire so you can do your trolling motor and your jumper cables for your trolling motor. I recommend having that stuff on you as well, just because it makes it that much easier and be prepared, right? So have you some 12 gauge and have you some 8 gauge or 6 gauge wire that you need for your trolling motor and your jumper cables to keep your 36 volt system going or your 24 volt system going. Have that also, but you gotta have you some wire, y'all. You gotta have it. Don't leave home without extra wire, all right? Then the next thing you wanna have is a $20 add-on, $20 expenditure. Having an extra live well pump, critical. I'm not gonna shop any brand out here. All I'm saying is having an extra pump. It don't matter if it's cheap, it don't matter what it is. Just have you want to get you through the day until you can get home and figure it out. This is a 750 gallons per hour, 12 volt cartridge. You gotta have this guy, right? And again, even though it's cheap, right? Even though it's simple and it's easy to hook up, it's a red and black wire. If you don't have this, guys, and you're fishing a tournament and you catch a 10-pound bass on Chickamauga and you can't put water in the live well, you're stuck. And I'm gonna tell you, I've been there before, right? I had to fill up my tournament bag with water and start dumping water in the live well and close them up just to get through the day. You don't wanna do that. You're wasting time. You just caught a 10-pounder. You wanna get back into the water and catch more fish. The last thing you wanna do is improvise with this situation. Have this on your boat, throw it in the console, throw it in the storage locker, keep it in the truck, whatever you gotta do. Have you an extra live well pump. All you do is hook the wires up, throw some tape on her, put her in, twist her, you're good to go, okay? Have this on you guys all times. The next thing I would say is this. This is a luxury. I wouldn't even recommend it, but I paid 30 bucks for it on Amazon. I'm not shopping any brand, but it's good to go. It's lightweight. I can throw this across the room if I want to. It is a 12 volt, 20 amp hour lithium battery. It's cheap, it's not expensive, it's not great. I don't really use it that much, except for an emergency when I have to use it. If you're in a situation, guys, and you don't have time to unhook your battery cables, or you don't have like a way to get the wires connected to the main cables or whatever it could be, having an extra small battery you can keep with you that's not heavy, that will run your live well all day or run your electronics all day would be important to have. You're fishing and your GPS goes out and you just need to rig it up. You can throw this underneath the console, pull the wires down, clip them on, and you have your GPS back. Have your graph back, right? It may not be pretty, but it'll give you an opportunity to keep on fishing to win the bag, right? And I'm just saying, your fish finder goes out, okay, no problem. You pull the wires, you hook it up, you tape it onto the prong, you're back in business. I'm not saying that's the best way, but it puts you back in the game, y'all. That's all I'm saying. All right, this is a situation that can happen to anybody right here. Let's say you're fishing a tournament and these are skills you have to have, y'all. I hope I don't break anything. You should never leave home without an extra bilge pump, okay? Bilge pumps are critical because you don't have a bilge pump and it goes out and you're taking on water, you could lose your rig, all right? And the last thing you want to do is put yourself in danger. So having an extra bilge pump to be able to get down there and unscrew the tube, put it on, tighten the tube, and hook up the wires, y'all. Now this is a skill you have to have. You gotta know this, right? This is a 3-prong toggle switch. On the top is the negative, okay? That's where it goes. You gotta have that on there. On the bottom two prongs are the positives. One positive from the battery, one positive from whatever you're trying to do. So it goes negative, positive, positive. These two order does not matter, okay? The rest of the wires go to the battery. So you got a negative from the switch, a negative from the device going to the battery. You have a positive from the device, a positive from the switch going to the battery. They connect, and you're back in the game. So that gives you an angle the light comes on too as well. That's why it's a 3-prong, so you have the light on, right? So it gives you that light in the picture. Let's see here. So again, negative from the battery, negative from the switch, go to the battery. Positive from the battery, positive from the switch, right? Maybe turn this off. Nothing happens, right? You've got to have that skill, y'all. You've got to be able to wire up a switch in a quick turnaround time so you don't lose your day. All right, y'all, my name is Drew. This is Strike Zone TV. I'm out, and these tips and tricks will keep you on the water and back in the game. Let's go.